the guitar
Recording!
down, doing a podcast.
Okay.
That's the first time that's worked.
Dan is the only one I listen to.
Roll over.
No offense. Sorry, that sounded so rude.
No, I understand you two have a special relationship. It's fine.
Like,
What kind of special?
Oh, you know.
I'm gonna
Right,
do the intro.
start recording. Don't let him do the intro.
Hello. We are the Shobocast.
Already terrible.
Shut up. Wait, can we try it where we do one word each? Where we go round?
No. No.
That's the worst idea.
No.
Do you know how much of a delay there is?
That's a great. No, can we try,
Try it.
Please,
Let's try it. So it'll go Harry, Dan, Cameron, me.
Okay. Hello.
And
Welcome,
To
The.
Shabo.
cast.
what?
What? The order already? How? On the second round.
Fuck.
Yeah, my favourite word in the English language, Chabot.
Oh yeah, because Shobocast is a...
Okay, wait. Let's try it. Okay. Hello.
And welcome to Shobocast episode 35. This week we're talking about a recently it's a trending topic, though we did plan on recording an episode on this a bit earlier on this year.
Well, it's because we're trendy boys.
We're very trendy.
Wait, what
We're
actually are we talking about?
We're four trendy boys. Should we introduce the four trendy boys?
Like Class, the famous Doctor Who spin-off that did really well. We are dark, we're here, we're sexy, we're right now.
And we're all fucking each other.
And we have a double-decker bus.
Yeah. We.
Me.
Great answer. I'm you first.
I'm probably the least trendy. So next we've got Cameron.
Hello. I don't know
we
why you're
also-
waving.
We also have the third trendy boy, Harry, who's got his nip-nops out. Say hello, Harry. Didn't hear those the nothings.
He just mouthed something.
And who's our
And
fourth
me.
trendy boy then?
Paul's not here.
Well, it's 'cause
Not here.
he's not trendy enough, so we didn't let him
He'd
in.
much rather be reading a book,
Like a nerd.
like a little bookworm.
But we're not nerds, and that's why this is the Shobocast, a podcast
We
allegedly
talk about
Doctor Who.
real things,
Yeah, like
important things.
imagining fake scenarios in Doctor Who.
Yeah. And
So,
doing strict read-throughs in different accents.
That's for the drunk episodes.
That's for the special times later.
So yeah, as of this recording, tomorrow night the first episode of Marvel's What If goes out on Disney Plus. So we thought
What's
we'd
that?
do a Doctor Who edition. I'm explaining it, Harry. I'm explaining it. It's okay.
Well,
And it's like, Turn Left. It's that, but for the whole show.
Like it is. Yeah, that is.
So yeah.
Oh, we've just completely.
So I
Yeah,
think
that's it.
Dan, you're going to go through a few articles, aren't you? And we're going to give our own what if scenarios and figure out what could go differently in this this definitely consistent continuity that Doctor Who is renowned for. that never contradicts itself.
not
No,
completely
it's
reading
made-
every time there's a new showrunner.
It's made complete sense from the start, and it's been completely
He's always
consistent.
been an
And-
alien who
and
with
what-
two hearts who can change
Yeah.
his face.
Her face.
He's
Their
half
face.
human on his mother's side.
He started as he, so
Yeah.
therefore, correct.
And depending on your viewpoint, it either started with William Hartnell, or it started where we don't know. It started because
With
Emily.
a weird little child.
Yeah.
No, it still started with Hartnell. Calm.
He's
Okay,
the
okay.
regeneration has always been a process that's natural to Time Lords and not say a function of the TARDIS. That no one ever said that wasn't the first time.
Yeah. So, what is your first scenario?
Oh, we're going straight in.
Yes.
Give me a second, and then
An hour and 20 minutes before we started recording. He was just playing
Been here for
Minecraft.
ages.
I've just
They started
no. I've closed down
with
Minecraft now.
I said you were.
So the first. This is on a watcher article. First one is what if William Hartnell never got ill, and so regeneration never had to be a thing.
I mean, he was still hated by the by the producers at the end of his series.
It was a
Like, they
mutual
still
hating,
wanted
wasn't
him
it?
out.
It
Pardon?
was a what?
It was a mutual hating, wasn't it? He didn't like them, they didn't like him.
Yeah, no,
Jobs are good.
but they'd have still kicked him out.
Yeah.
They tried to do it before he got really ill.
His wife would have intervened as well.
Yeah.
Like, she intervened for the Three Doctors because he wanted to do more, and she just went, "No, William, you're not doing it. You're an old ill man. Get in the
He's
shed."
not bad. He wasn't that old.
He was
They
like
hadn't-
70-something, wasn't he?
He was
They
what?
didn't have like.
He was like 70-something
Yeah, but he was like 50 when he was like.
He was
like
the age Tom
55
Cruise is.
when he was the Doctor.
Yeah, he's like the same age as Paul McGann
Yeah,
currently.
but being old was older back in the day.
Yeah.
A little bit.
If they didn't have to introduce regeneration, I could imagine them like killing the Doctor off and then just having another of the Doctor's species
Like
come in
James
as a
Bond.
Doctor.
Oh.
So like there's just a group of Doctors. So it's
I would-
like this isn't the same being, but you still have adventures with
Instead
the
of
Doctor
being a
and the
name-
companions.
It becomes
It's
like a
like-
name that passes to person instead of just being the same person.
I think there's a chance the show would have they would have done like 2 or 3 more series and then it
And
ended.
died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like it wouldn't have. It would be like a Blake 7 type thing.
Yeah, that's well.
Like it would have that same impact on cultures. Like, oh, that was a weird, cheap sci-fi show from the past, wasn't it?
Like 7 was
Yeah.
brilliant. Don't chat
It
shit
was-
about it.
I never said anything. I said it was cheap.
And
Yeah,
weird.
but that's bad. Yeah.
And
That's a
sci-fi.
fact.
Being weird is good, but I think there would either one of 3 things would have happened. Either it got cancelled after a few more seasons,
Mhm.
because Hartnell said he wanted to make it to 5, so he'd have got to the 5th season, and then it would have got cancelled. Or they'd have done it like James Bond, where they just introduce a new Doctor and don't touch on it ever at all, and we don't know why they've changed, or anything. Or like what Dan said, where
Same continuity, but just a different character.
Yeah, which is what they
But
did with Blake 7, because they had
I think-
Blake and then he left in series 2. Or
You
whatever.
could go
After-
even earlier and say, like, what if they didn't reschedule the pilot episode? What if it just never took off and they stopped after
That's
about
true.
4
Oh,
stories?
yeah.
They just thought,
well,
no one's
'cause-
watching this.
The first time it almost got cancelled was after the first episode.
Because the JFK was killed the
Because,
same night, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
JFK
So what if they didn't?
And then after the Daleks,
That was-
So mad that is. I'm every single time I tell
I
that, I'm still not amazed. Like that those 2 things happened at the same time.
One of them I
And
care
then
about a lot
also-
more.
Yeah, fuck you, JFK.
and then the Daleks, it almost got cancelled after the Daleks. And then also after season 1, they didn't know if they were going to get a second series as well. So there was
Why,
3 times in the first series that it all got cancelled.
Didn't it get cancelled after the Daleks? What?
No, it almost did.
What was the reason? I thought the Daleks was like an incredibly popular story.
Yeah, it was, but for some it said in Adventure in Space and Time as well that it was around that point which they almost cancelled it because they said
Sydney Newman, is he called? The
Yeah.
Yeah,
head of
Sydney
BBC
Newman
One didn't like the Daleks as an idea.
oh no Sydney Newman
Yeah,
is
Bog
the
Eye
guy
Monsters.
who made it.
Oh, right.
No, it wasn't Sydney Newman who almost cancelled it after
Yeah.
the Daleks, but he
Yeah,
did
it's
talk
a-
to
It's a
Verity.
good like docudrama that, but it's not 100%. They had to
no,
cut a
but
few
it
corners,
is,
didn't
it
they?
is still quite accurate.
But what's next on the list?
I've skipped a few of them. Another one is what if the TV movie did well? And
Oh, and we got the Paul McGann series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then we'd have never have had Eccleston. We'd have never had the 2005 reboot.
It's true.
yes,
But we might have
that's
had.
the point of this episode, Harry.
Yeah,
What if we didn't have Eccleston, but then we got Richard E. Grant live action?
If the TV movie did well, I think it would have been rebooted and just like kept Americanized.
It would have, yeah, it would have been very
But I
American.
don't think it
That was the
would
plan,
have
yeah.
lasted as long as the
Well,
2005
it would have been
revival has now.
cancelled straight away. No,
think-
it would have got cancelled if it was an American thing, because they cancel everything.
Yeah, I think it would have done
Yeah.
maybe 8 or 10.
But what if it did well?
But what
Yeah,
if
but Buffy the Vampire Slayer did well and only got 7
would
seasons.
it would have done a
Seasons is
CW?
quite a lot for like another like other shows.
It would have been
Yeah,
like a
but Doctor Who would have
CW
got
show.
like about 6 or 7.
Yeah, it
And
would
then,
have
like,
Cancelled.
23 episodes.
Like Brooklyn
Nothing
Nine-Nine.
happens.
23 episodes, like 45 minutes.
Nothing happens between episodes 7 and 20. And
And then the art comes in the
then they
last bit.
they just remember
It's
there's an art.
finale.
They throw in loads of side characters just to keep you interested.
Yeah,
The dialogue
think-
is awful.
and then kill them off when they don't need them anymore.
I just think that series would have been structured. Like,
Probably.
would it? No, but like, would it have been like a single like serialized
Imagine
Or-
if Joss Whedon had written
the
the Doctor Who
episodic?
I think it
to
would have been
America.
more like something like Buffy, because that's
Mhm.
Yeah.
similar time frame. So
Yeah,
it would
you
have
have
been-
to look at the stuff at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Joss Whedon might have actually ended up writing for it if
I
it had
think
gone
it's-
to America.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a good chance.
Yeah.
Is he a fan of Doctor Who?
He's a fan of Blake Seven.
He seems like the type of person that
Right,
this would have been
okay.
something. If he wasn't a fan of, he was definitely
See,
aware
Dan,
of.
even Joss Whedon
it's
likes
because
Blake Seven.
it's because Joss Whedon.
Even serial
up in
adulterer
England.
and dirtbag Joss Whedon loves Blake Seven.
No. You misunderstand, Dan. He cheated on his wife that many times because he's.
He's
No,
so
but
he's
but,
almost Thanos. He's so purple.
he grew up in England, didn't
Yeah.
I don't know.
he? Yeah. He went to boarding school.
Like all of the horrible people.
yeah.
Well, grew up in England or went to boarding school?
What, like Dan?
Both.
Sandy Toxford went to
Um,
a boarding school in England, and she's lovely.
Do you
She's
know
not
what
a
she
man,
isn't
though.
now?
It's just the exception that
Do you know
proves the
what she
rule.
isn't now? She isn't the cancelled Paul McGann series,
Yeah.
which I think wouldn't have lasted very long. But then I think maybe after it got cancelled, they would have given Scream of the Shalker a shot anyway in 2003.
Oh, Scream of the Shalker is so good.
So maybe it could have. Imagine
well, no,
if it
would
did
we have
play
got
out the
Scream of
same
the
way.
Shalker in 2003? Because the Paul McGann movie was 96.
Yeah.
So if we go on having about 7 seasons, that's about 2003 when it would have been cancelled. So they might not have.
No, it would have come later on, and by
I'm
which
imagining,
time Richie
I'm
Grant would
imagining
have been
earlier.
bothered.
I'm imagining a timeline where you get the movie, and then maybe 2 series max. It gets cancelled, then you get Scream of the Shalker, and then you get the modern reboot anyway. So basically, it's exactly the same timeline as now, except we had a couple of series with McGann. They were very 90s.
You know what, though?
A few more years, I think.
Russell wouldn't,
It would have taken a lot longer to be revived.
Russell wouldn't have done the reboot if the series had carried on, though, because he wouldn't have felt that he needed
True.
to do one.
And it's also like it would have been like it wouldn't have been 2005. It would have
Yeah,
been doing
Like
something
2010.
else.
by which point he'd have done Casablanca already, and he'd been moving on with loads of.
Yeah,
so if there was a
Casablanca,
reboot, if there was a reboot, it wouldn't be Russell. If the movie series had taken off,
I feel like he would have joined later.
he would have done a few episodes, I think. Like
There's a good chance he would be a guest writer. I
Maybe
think.
maybe there's a knock-on effect though. Like if he did that and then didn't do Casanova and the Second Coming and stuff, so the casting's all fucked. So like
Yeah.
he takes on Doctor Who, but he doesn't know David Tennant.
actually,
stuff.
he wouldn't.
David Tennant's page on the Doctor Who wiki would just be the voice actor in Scream of the Shalker. That would be it.
But the Doctor Who wouldn't come back because it was solely because of Russell that it came back, and if Russell didn't pick it up,
Someone else would have
Yeah.
pushed for it.
yeah, but it
I
wouldn't
think
happen.
Julie Gardner would have done
Anytime
stuff with it
soon.
anyway.
It
And
wouldn't
Stephen
happen
Moffat.
as soon, though.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
they all. Stephen Moffat only got the part because they all knew each other in that club thing because they all used to go to the same pub.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
like someone
so
else in the
from
club would have
pub might have
eventually.
gone, right, let's bring back Doctor Who.
But none of them were in the position that Russell was in at the time.
But this is a
Yeah, but he
scenario
would have
where anything
been.
could happen.
What if they were?
Well, there were.
What if?
What is the
Thank
next
you,
thing?
Owasu.
What else
What
have
if,
we got?
what if Twice Upon a Time was good? What if Twice Upon a Time had
It
a
was
plot?
good.
What
It
if
was
Twice
good.
Upon a
Shaq.
Time didn't ruin both of the
It was
Doctors?
good.
Well, what? Yeah.
Once
What
Upon a
if?
Time was good.
What if Chibnall was going to do a Christmas episode and he didn't have to twice upon a time? Incredibly short time frame.
What if Chibnall was actually going to write a Christmas episode? Full stop.
What if
he-
Chibnall was going to write characters?
What if Chibnall was going to write stories? Ooh, that actually makes
Oh,
sense.
we're really getting him now. We're absolutely nailing him to the wall.
What I
what if
love to
Chibnall era
imagine
didn't
sometimes
smell?
is Chibnall, who has said he doesn't listen to much criticism or anything, or
He listens to this. I know he does.
like he doesn't like deal with this side of the Doctor Who fandom that much. I like to imagine this is the only thing he listens to. We are the sole voice of the Doctor Who fandom for Chris Chibnall. We're not, but it's nice to think that. But yes, Dan, the next
Oh,
scenario.
yes.
There's another one on this list that I think I want to say. But I found another What Culture article that's exactly the same 6 months later.
I love What Culture. Does the article just go, in 2005, Doctor Who came back, blah, 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 and it just tells you about the show?
No, that's Faris's YouTube description.
What if Doctor Who
That is weird. Why does it do that?
cancelled? What if Doctor Who didn't come back the first time it got cancelled after Colin Baker?
Ooh.
That's a good one. Was it Trial of a Time Lord it got cancelled after?
Yeah, what if Doctor in
No,
Distress
it was
worked?
before trial.
Oh, no,
That's
it was-
what led to trial.
Yeah, it was season
was
22,
on
and then it
hiatus.
came back with Trial. Yeah. Doctor in
What if,
Distress.
what if Doctor in Distress actually reached the
Let's
charts?
all
Did you know
answer
that song was
yes,
rejected
yes.
by, like, I forget what the word is now, like official publishers and producers and stuff, because of its,
It's
and
shit.
then I quote, poor quality. Literally, like what the feedback they gave. They're like, yeah, we're not putting this on radio because because of its poor quality.
So this second What Culture article, 2 of the 10 what ifs are the same as the first article, and the rest are shit. So I'm going to find a different one.
What culture? You used to be really good. What happened?
Buddy, what culture is there on there? Am I right?
Wait, we didn't even
Okay.
talk about what if it got cancelled.
Yeah, well, we're getting into like the show as a show. I mean, story wise,
Yeah,
there's
that's a
some
good
juicy
one.
stuff there.
What, in which one?
But
In Colin Baker?
I mean in the show, in the chronology of the show, not the show as a show.
So what if
You know,
Rose
Shobocast.
didn't take the Auton hand with her?
Damn.
Oh, she'd have never met the Doctor. Unless he just fancied her and went back to just meet her.
What he so
What if Rose didn't have a cat flap on the door?
The Doctor would have just sonicked his way
He
through.
would have just been there lying there looking at a door going, "Well, I was really counting on her having a cat
What
flap," and he
if
just goes
Jackie
back.
wasn't wearing? What if Jackie wasn't
Informed
wearing
of
her robe in the dressing table?
What if he did shag Jackie?
Oh, jeez. What if Rose is his daughter?
Oh Christ, that's not
No.
good.
fucking I knew it.
That's actually cringed me out now.
That would have been what that McGann series would be. It'd be like it'd be very sexy. It'd be very
It would be.
Okay.
90s CW.
It would be like
right now.
Virgin New. It would be like
Here's a
Virgin
proper
New
one for you.
Adventures.
Go
It
on.
would be like Virgin New Adventures put on
In
screen.
Genesis of the Daleks,
But no one's played a virgin in that one, am I right?
what if Tom Baker killed all of the Daleks?
I think Tom
Ooh.
Baker just killed all
Tom
of the
Baker
actors
personally.
who played Daleks.
Yeah,
Just with a cricket bat.
Killed Roy Skelton and
Yeah.
Peter Hawkins
because obviously,
and Michael Wisher.
if he doesn't press the wires together, well, no, sorry, if he does press the wires together, we don't get the Daleks, which means we don't get the Time War. which means we don't get the War Doctor.
Because when he pushes the things together, that kills Russell Davis.
No, this is in show.
No. The wires are connected to Russell T Davis. His crib. It kills him. It's electric.
What are you chatting about?
You touch the two wires together and it starts up Russell T Davis's starter motor. No, I think if when you think about all of the stories where it's like this race is struggling because of the Time War, or they've lost their planet because of the Time War, like the Nestine or whatever.
Yeah.
Of the Zygons.
All of that stuff wouldn't happen without the Time War.
Hmm.
Like, it's incredible. It's just mad to think how much stuff relies on it, and
Yeah.
you wouldn't get the War Doctor.
Nine's
Gallifrey would still
characterization
be
would be different as well.
I feel like
Oh!
Gallifrey. I feel like I don't know what they do with Gallifrey because they've always been pricks.
Yeah, that's a good one. What if the Time War didn't happen in show and Gallifrey was in the 2000?
Rassilon would be
I think
in
they
charge
just slowly.
of the universe.
Yeah, they just take over the universe, wouldn't they? They just start trying
Rassilon
to get
would be-
everything under order because they're just.
That would
like
mean
that.
the Time Lords would become the main villain.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I could see that happening. Yeah.
Instead of being the Daleks, it'd be the Time Lords that keep popping up, and we'd be like, when are they gonna fucking piss off? Bloody paying the estate of the people who created them to appear every
So
year.
if you still had 9, he'd actually be mourning like people he'd lost to his own race rather than mourning his own race.
Oh.
And it'd like stuff like the Nestine. That would be on Earth because its planet got destroyed by the Time Lords because it wouldn't comply with their rules or whatever.
Or
God
that
damn.
it got taken.
Oh, would you get the
over.
cult of? You'd get. Oh,
And
imagine right, the cult of
you-
Skaro.
By the Time Lords. The
Sorry,
cult-
I cut out then.
Of,
Um,
of Shabo.
like the
cult of
cult of
Shabo.
Skaro, but instead of that, it's the cult of Gallifrey, and you've got like the Master.
It's a bunch of Time Lords, but they've got Dalek heads on.
You'd need a
So like they get
You'd
sent
need
through the void.
Gallifreyan city. The cult of the Citadel or something.
Yeah, exactly. The cult of Rassilon, and it'd just be like
Yes.
4 edgy Time Lords, and they're just sent to be like.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, they're exactly
it
the
could
same
be
as the
the
cult,
Rani,
but for
the Master,
Monk.
the Rani, the Master, the Monk, and
Yes.
Who's
the
another
Doctor.
Time Lord?
The Doctor left. The Doctor left,
Maybe
and he was one of the cult of Gallifrey.
Oh, that's a good
that would
take.
be cool.
Or the Valiard.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, but that is, yeah, and he took the place of the Doctor because he is the Doctor in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Him being on the run from the cult.
Oh. Got
Hello.
just big shot of Harry's stomach then.
Belly.
Ooh, right up by the camera.
Yeah.
Dude, we're getting to the meat and the bones of it now.
Yeah.
trying to think what else.
So what if we had Gallifrey was there. I had an idea for another one. So useless. I've got a couple more that are more behind the scenes related.
Yeah. Spill the beans.
Oh, so I've always thought if say either Eccleston came back for Day of the Doctor or Doctor wasn't there. So like the 12th Doctor was his final regeneration, or say like the Journey's End regenerating twice thing didn't happen. I've always thought that the Doctor Falls would be like the perfect if the show was to ever have a finale.
Yeah,
That's what I think the Doctor Falls would
It
be.
was so good. It was because
agree.
it ends with the same monsters as the first
Yeah,
regeneration as well. Like World Enough and Time and the Doctor Falls is one of the best two-parters of the modern series.
mm-hmm. and I think it would be like the perfect way to
Yeah.
put a definitive end on the show. Not that I want that to happen.
I'd maybe sprinkle it with a little bit of a little bit more nostalgia-y stuff. But yeah, I agree.
Wouldn't be like exactly the same, but more like
It's a good base.
yeah, like content-wise of like
Oh,
the
I'd show
Doctor
more
And
making
them
a
all
stand
in
to
the
save like a
of the
handful of
Cybermen?
people.
them
Sorry?
all in the
So if like, the only thing I have wrong with Doctor Fool's World Enough in Time is they go from the Mondasian Cyberman to the Nightmare and Silver
Straight to
ones.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it would have
annoying.
been brilliant if we just got even just
Every
for, like
in,
a scene
in
or two,
between
an
stuff.
Earthshock
Oh,
one or
Earthshock.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Revenge.
Imagine if they redesigned the Earthshock Cybermen.
Well, yeah, because they had like it was Dacian and they had
The Cyber
Nightmare and Silver one, and yeah, and they had a bunch of like the 2006 ones as well.
Almost as if they had an abundance of costumes of the 2006 ones.
Yeah, that was
But
it.
they didn't have anything in between, did they? It was
Yeah.
straight
All you
from
needed,
like
though, just nip to the experience where they got all the Cybermen costumes. Just grab a few and just
The,
get
Yeah.
the
the
odd shot.
experience wasn't
Where,
even
so we
open
get
at
to
this point. They
see
were just in the
we get to
storage.
see that growth. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Just go to the warehouse and grab some.
yeah, just like some Telos ones there, or
Just a couple
They
of
don't
shots
have
of
any
like
of the.
them
They
upgrading.
only have Earthshock ones though.
but that's what the props department is for, to make new ones.
Yeah, but that would cost an insane amount of
I
money.
know, but what if
Harry,
they
what's
had
your
money,
job?
Harry?
I make props,
And you're
Yeah.
complaining about
and so
a show.
I know it costs a lot of money.
I know,
you're
but what
complaining
if,
about a show
what
not
if
making props when that would impact your work.
Yeah,
But
but
what-
but they don't.
Harry,
have
they
the
did have
to
money.
spend on that.
But
don't-
what if they
BBC
did?
Well, then they would do it, but they don't. So shut up.
Well, what if they did?
Yeah, but they don't, and that's not part of
Well,
this.
what if they did?
That's not part of this. What if?
Well,
The
what?
if of this
What
situation?
were we talking
is
about?
what
What
if
was
it
this
ended
scenario?
with
We've got off track a
Not
bit.
if they had extra budget for the Cyberman fucking costumes. What?
Can
I
we
can't
have a
believe
new
you've been
scenario
so
so
quiet.
we can get back?
Does my
But-
weird dream that I had about the Netflix version count as a what if?
What?
Go ahead.
I'm sure I spoke about it a couple of episodes ago.
Oh, you might have, I think.
Do you remember?
Netflix
Yeah,
I've forgotten it, so say it again.
weird.
I'd be happy
Um,
for it to be a Netflix version.
I can barely remember it now, but Netflix basically just rebooted it from
In your dream?
scratch, and it was very kind of Man of Steel, weirdly. I guess I must have been thinking of that film like before I went to sleep or something. I don't know.
I remember you
um,
talking about this. Yeah.
It was very much like Gallifrey society falling apart. This guy's like a chief scientist, whatever, a doctor, if you will. And he's always had a fascination for Earth, and he's always, since being a kid, known about TARDISes and where they're grown and stuff. And yeah, he just fucking nicks one because he can tell the planet's going to collapse through like government things and also environmental things and climate change and
That
other
is-
relevant topics. And
That's
then,
very Superman, isn't it?
yeah, and but you can also tell there's a war going to happen soon as well. I don't know how you'd write that in, but it was part of it. So there you
He's
go.
got
Netflix
visions.
decided. Dream Netflix decided it was relevant, and then he goes to Earth and lies low, and then finds an orphan girl or something. I can't remember.
What
It was
Rose?
basically his granddaughter.
Oh.
But yeah, but yeah, kind of not. Yeah, just like the companion, I guess. And you have a similar structure. So like they take two other people from Earth, perhaps police officers or something. They go off to other worlds. They meet the Daleks, and then eventually you have your new Genesis where he has to contemplate destroying them before they're made or whatever. So it revisits the same things, but in like a way shorter timeline over a couple of seasons. And it's very high budget and very.
Do they do?
Yeah.
Is there regeneration in this dream?
Probably. I didn't get to that bit. I woke up.
You'll find out tonight when you go back to sleep. You'll put on the rest of it.
Yeah, hopefully we'll check back in on that. I'll give you the season 2 synopsis. Yeah, maybe each season is a different Doctor. I don't know.
Mm.
That'd be a good way to do it.
Imagine if Tennant only had one season.
Oh, like they did like Christopher Eccleston one series of Doctor.
Yeah, then Tennant one
Imagine
season.
if Christopher Eccleston only had one episode.
So if Tennant only had one season, they would kill him off at the end of Doomsday.
Mhm.
So he'd probably die saving Rose and fall into the void.
It wouldn't be Matt Smith who replaces him either, would it?
No.
What if the Doctor fell in the void instead of Rose?
Well, Rose didn't fall in the
What
void.
if it was
You
his
big dumb
lever
bitch.
that yeah.
But, Rose's dad saves.
Rose's dad beams in and just goes, oh, grabs him.
What if Rose's dad was played
So
by
you-
Simon Pegg
so
in this
young.
universe, though? Like he was originally meant to. So it's
Wait,
Simon
what?
Pegg just hugging David
what?
Tennant.
Simon Pegg was meant to be what?
Simon Pegg was going to be Rose's dad, but he couldn't
Really?
get to that episode for filming conflicts, so he became the curator instead. Not curator,
Oh
editor.
my god! Wait,
Oh,
so
damn, I can see that. I can see
Rose's
that
dad
working.
gonna play?
Yeah.
Was Rose's dad gonna play the thingy guy then?
Sean Dingwall going to play the
I
editor. I don't know.
Don't know. I just know that
I
Simon Pegg.
I can't imagine it would be a like. I can't
Straight
imagine it's a
swap.
direct swap between the two. Yeah.
No, I doubt it.
I watched the long game the other day. It's
Yeah,
actually
we've
a lot
all
better than I
seen it.
remember
It's Doctor Who. We've watched
Yeah,
Doctor
the other
Who.
day, but I was just
Never
saying it's a
seen
lot better than I remember it.
What if you hadn't seen Doctor Who? There you go.
Wow.
I'd
What
be
if
a
the
lot,
Well,
what
I'd
if
be
the
a lot better
Shobocast
than all
didn't
that.
exist?
Probably be doing the
I think I
world a
would have
favour.
latched onto something different to have a slight obsession with.
Yeah,
me and
like
Dan
bin
would have still
weevils.
found. Me and Dan would have still found each other because we were destined to meet.
Alright, get a room.
But I have a room. I'm in it.
He wants you to join
So-
him in it.
And so am I.
Yeah, no one asked.
Why are we all pulling stuff over our heads?
Oh, bless him. He pulled his headphones off.
What if there wasn't a weird kind of no,
So-
where that was going.
A weird sci-fi show called Doctor Who.
Wow.
What if they never made the action figure line? I'd be a hell of a lot richer.
Oh, I'd be so sad though. I would have something less in life.
What
So,
if they actually
here's
released
one that-
figures that we want?
They have. They released censor rights. on
I'm
the board.
joking. I'm joking. Bait.
Because I've
Alright,
had a
alright.
quick Google, this might be one that Dan was wanting to talk about, but what if Doctor Who wasn't cancelled in...
That was the big one I was going to say. Do you want to do it now?
Only because these two are starting to ramble. Fuck you. Yeah, so
There's a lot of stuff there that impact. We
well, for
would
one
have
thing,
got
we don't
the.
get that ADR line at the end of Survival.
Dimensions in time. Oh yeah.
They're
was thinking of the one Dimensions in Time.
between
Yeah.
cities made of smoke or whatever.
Loud.
And somewhere, a cup of tea is getting cold. Yeah, we wouldn't get that
Oh, no.
ADR line if it wasn't cancelled.
No,
We
he'd just
get
be
the
saying,
whole
see you in the next
anti-Cartman.
episode, folks.
We'd get the whole Cartmel master plan with
Yeah.
the Doctor as Merlin
Yeah.
doing shit, and that Ace would
Barusa.
become a Time Lord. Remember?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
go to
Barusa would
Earth.
be back, wouldn't he? Was Barusa
Yeah,
their dad?
Barusa's back. Yeah,
Or granddad? Granddad, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
something like that. Doesn't
Master
Romana
with his
come back
brother.
briefly or something as well?
We should
think
do
so,
we should do an episode on the Cartmel master plan.
I could try and ask if Cartmel would come on the Shobocast with us because I've
He
got him.
I
definitely
keep
would.
forgetting he's still
He
alive. I keep
definitely
forgetting
would.
he's dead.
I've got him on Facebook. I've got him on
He
Facebook.
wouldn't go on because I think the idea is stupid and I would be feel really awkward.
Also, do you know who else I've got on Facebook? I've got Peter Purvis, Stephen Taylor from Doctor Who.
Nice.
I almost
Put
had
him on
Warris
Facebook.
Hussain, but he ignored my request. It's still pending.
I
With you,
I
Warris.
tried friending Nicola Bryant's husband, but got no response.
What a
I
strange...
tried befriending
One.
Nicola Bryant. I got a restraining order.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do a Cartmel Master Plan episode when series 13.
Yeah.
Yes, that'd be fun.
We should compare
cover that.
Cartmel Master Plan and Timeless Child.
Timeless Child, and we should
compare
compare.
the
Should we do it after the? Well, because that's probably going to bleed into next year. I reckon.
After Series 13's out, we should compare Series 13 and Trial and Key to Time. We should do all of the arc stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
that would. Right, back to
Let us
I,
know in the comments below if you'd like to see that. We'll do it anyway. So.
I think
When
maybe
do we read
comparing.
comments and listen to them.
I think
When do we-
alright. There's this one guy I do comment a few times, isn't he?
Oh, that
Oh,
our fan.
Stephen.
No, I'm a fan who isn't Harry.
Yeah.
I'm a fan
Stephen.
and I'm on
Big
the
up
show.
Stephen. Hi, Stephen.
He seems really nice.
You know
Stephen,
what?
if you're listening to this right now, I want you to comment.
I'm Stephen.
Hey yo, boyos. And then
See, I was a fan when I listened to the show, and then I came on it, and now
And
And
now
you listen to another episode and you don't like it anymore.
you want to go back.
yeah,
It's a one-way street, my friend.
to depression.
Oh Christ.
Yeah, I don't know if we'd have to wait quite a while to compare.
If we're going to
Cartmel
do
Master
a
Plan.
Cartmel
Because
Master
it
Plan
would-
properly, we have to read Long Barrowed, though, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Oh, we could do a live read along of Long
Of Long
Barrow.
Barrow. That'd
Yeah.
save people a lot of money on eBay trying to track it down.
Yeah, because you
Here's
can
us
get the
reading it for
PDF.
free.
You can get the PDF. Oh, we should do the Long Barrow, but in our own voices, in our doctor's voices.
Terrible idea.
No, it's
I can
brilliant.
only do Pertwee, and it's not even that good.
And I can do. No, you can do McGann as well.
No, I don't think I can.
I can do Hartnell and Capaldi, and then sometimes McGann.
I can do a what if scenario for you because that's the topic of the episode.
Yeah.
What if Matt Smith stayed for another season?
Oh,
So what if?
even
Or David Tennant, because he was originally going to stay for season 5.
Oh yes. Let's cover that instead. It's more interesting because
Yeah.
Stephen Moffat had that as a plan, didn't
Had
he?
the plan,
The-
yeah, where he was
10th Doctor was
regenerating
gonna crash
across the
into-
season,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was going to crash into Amelia's garden
and
and then
he would-
regenerate,
But
and
he
then
would
she'd
stay
grow up and
Tennant.
then meet a previous version of him. So it's basically the series would end with him crashing into her garden from the beginning of the series. It was like a bet you're wondering how I got into this scenario
Yeah.
kind of thing.
it's in media res.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
because
like, the screen just like pauses and it's like, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here.
Scratch.
Well,
rewind
kind of
down.
long
Moffat
story.
likes writing things in media res, though, just as a brief side bit.
He does do it a bit, doesn't he?
What is
most
media?
of
Res?
his shows, some
It
don't
means
have it as a plot
Yeah.
device.
it's Latin for in the middle of. So it's when like a story like start halfway through basically.
Where it's normally where they have the record scratch, looks at camera. You're probably wondering how I got into
Yeah.
this, and then
It's like
That's what was
3 days earlier.
The Love and Monsters.
yeah.
Yeah, that's in media res.
But like Jackal, Sherlock, Dracula, Doctor Who.
Oh, it
at
is,
some points.
yeah.
Is it in Drac? Yeah, it is in Drac. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot that.
You're probably wondering how I got there.
You're probably wondering how I got this iPad.
You're probably wondering why everyone does an impression of me saying I want to suck your blood when I've never said that.
I want to suck your blood.
Never happened.
Not all you want
No,
to suck, Harry.
He says, "Oh."
Terrible,
Oh.
terrible people.
Yeah.
You're getting
Oh, look,
coy,
looks like I have a
Cameron.
tip here.
Terrible
Looks like I have a
fellows, all of
proper
them.
tip. Look at
But yeah. Should we get back to Doctor Who and David Tennant season 5? There,
Yeah.
That's a really interesting idea.
I have seen one thing though. It was during one of the watch-alongs during the Doctor Who lockdown stuff. He was asked, "Oh, what would your season with David Tennant look like?" And he said it wouldn't happen because David was going to stay with Russell. So
But he was thinking of staying after Russell, wasn't
that.
he?
Yeah,
yeah,
he was. It was quite similar to the sort of John Pertwee thing because he properly decided to leave when Catherine Tate was going to leave, didn't he? It's like with Joe Grant.
What, John Pertwee was going to leave and Catherine Tate left.
No, when Joe Grant was going to leave, but David Tennant was finally going to leave when Joe Grant left.
Maybe Tennant was going to leave when John Grant.
Harry, think about your words.
Okay, John Pertwee wasn't going to leave, but Katie Manning decided to leave, and that was the final thing that made him leave. Other than the pay cut, which
That was the straw that
And-
broke the camel's
And
velvet
Roger
jacket.
Delgado's
And-
death.
Yeah, but and also that they weren't increasing his
I'm thinking
pay
of a
after
camel
5
now in a
years.
velvet jacket.
What, just with the hump in a
With
little
the
velvet
cape as
jacket.
well. Cape as well.
He could have the cape over the two humps.
Yes.
Going back to a previous one, because we talked about Countdown Master Plan for a bit, but do you think that like how long would the show have lasted if, like how far on would it have gone?
Would it have kept in the same format?
Days.
Would it have kept with the same format for the parts, the 25-minute parts?
No, I think it would have gone episodic.
Yeah.
It would have eventually changed. I think.
When do you think that would have happened?
Maybe it would have gone less parts, I think it would have done what it did in the 80s and gone 2 45-minute parts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bit like
They
Series
seem-
9 of the new show run.
They tried it out with, was it Peter Davison? They kept changing his
The
format around.
45-minute. No, it was they did it.
Season 22, wasn't it?
Yeah, Colin Baker. But
No,
Yeah.
Davison had a few episodes done like it, but that was for other countries, not for England.
no, there was
You can
some
get,
stuff where they did it as just one episode. Wasn't there?
Resurrection of the Daleks was done as two.
Yeah,
parts.
there's omnibus edits out there as well, which I didn't even know about until last week.
Yeah,
where
the
they just put it
Damon-
all as one long thing, so you don't get your cliffhangers and your
Those
stings
were-
and credits and stuff. It
those
just
were-
picks up.
But they also shortened those.
I'd love to see that.
omnibus ones. They were shortened to about 90 minutes, and they did them mainly for Christmas specials and stuff.
Oh. I want to see more of that. That should be an option on the DVDs.
Yeah.
Just omnibus
Ooh.
setting, so it gets rid of the credits and cuts and stuff.
You
and
can
just
get it
plays.
on the Blu-rays.
Yeah.
I don't have the money.
Shut
I
up.
think if they kept going with the Cartmel plan and stuff and it wasn't cancelled, it would get less parts but the same amount. So it would
What?
eventually go from like 425 to 245, and then maybe just like how it is now with 145 to an hour episode. I think we would have always gotten to this
Yeah.
point.
Well, yeah, that's what like the zeitgeist of that it would have stuck with the trend of TV shows as they went on. So it would have eventually.
Around the 90s, like late 90s, I think.
Because we talked about an American 90s Doctor Who, but what would a British 90s Doctor Who be?
Oh,
Terrible.
Mr. fucking Blobby.
Blobby!
Blobby would,
and
if it kept going in the 90s, every
Chris
time
Evans.
there was a regeneration, instead of being Chris Marshall, it would be Mr. Blobby. I'm adding that to the Photoshop request, please. Mr.
I
Blobby as
don't-
any
I'm
doctor.
I'm still doing
I'd have
the
preferred
fucking
that
other
to Chris
thing, so-
Marshall. What if Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker had Twitter accounts?
They would have deleted them.
After about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I think the Cartmel Master Plan would have. We're going to resurrect him.
Yeah.
I'll get the show.
Lifeless,
Reborn.
lifeless force.
come back from the dead.
Repent.
Yes, and I shall bring Handel with me, and me, Handel, and Bradley will conquer the universe.
Push the Dalek
Yes.
into that alley.
Yes, come with me, Handel. Let's go bust up some kids.
Come on along, young 49-year-old Susan.
Yes. Come on, Carol Anford, out of your wheelchair.
Come along, nice lady I've just met on set today.
Okay, we've had off.
Cece's pie.
Pie!
Has anyone got another one ready, or are we going to keep doing Handel impressions?
What if they didn't bring back the Master? So, the original
Ooh.
plan...
What, after
Well, John
Delgado?
Simon, that's great. Let's be real.
No, so in Classic Who, so the original plan was for Roger Delgado's master to be killed off, and that was it, the end of his character. He wasn't meant to come back as Jeffrey Beavers and Crispy Master. No.
So you mean Jeffrey
Chris
Beaver?
Pratt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Chris
what
Pratt,
if?
yeah.
Not Chris Pratt.
Chris
What's
Pratt,
his name?
Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, not Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Peter Pratt.
Also, fuck Chris Pratt. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah. So
Is he?
what if
What's
we
his name?
get the end of the Master's story? Things go differently, and Roger Delgado is able to do the last of his arc, and then we don't get the Master again. So we don't
I
get.
I think they'd still bring him back in the New Who series, but as a younger incarnation.
So we'd
Yeah.
we'd still get Johnson.
Because they say, don't they, that Delgado's supposed to be like the 10th incarnation of the Master or something stupid like that.
No,
So I
he's
can
meant to
very
be the
easily
last one,
imagine
isn't
them.
he?
I don't know.
No, he's meant. Oh,
Well, he's not anymore.
yeah, no, he's meant to be one of the last ones. Because
I can see
It's
I can see him
Delgado.
doing it as John Sim plays like maybe the 5th incarnation. It's like a lot younger,
yeah,
so we know how it ends. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I can see him doing that. But they kind of, by bringing him back, they kind of created what was the character. They kind of defined him a bit better because he is that villain that gets away.
Yeah.
Well, seemingly doesn't get away and then just crops up again. And it doesn't matter why. Like, he's back, and
I did
that's
see
the
a
thing.
thing on Twitter the other day, or might have been a Doctor Who Facebook group, where it's just like every episode with the Master. Well, he's dead. We'll never see him again. Next episode with the Master. Well, I escaped.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it annoys me when people are like, "Oh, where does Dewan fit in? Where does Missy fit in?" It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, like when it comes to the Dewan stuff, I don't mind that it's like, oh, he's alive again. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I-
that is
I-
just
I-
the
they
Master.
kind
He
of-
always
I
survives.
think they kind of leaned into it and kind of teased it a bit too much with Missy stabbing herself and whatever. Like that, all of that stuff's a bit vague and weird. But like the rest of the time, it should just be, oh, the Master's back, and that's it. That's all you need to know. You don't
Yeah.
need to know
He
where
may
he
have
comes
been
from.
on
That's
a
why I
planet
like
as
Dewan so much.
exploded, but he's back now.
Yeah, you may have locked him in a TARDIS with a growing dinosaur, but he's back.
I have a little more of an issue with the like, oh, the Master's good again. Now he's just leave evil, but I don't care. That it's like it's because that's just what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole Master being good thing has been done into the ground. I can't imagine them doing it again.
I only
Watch them take, and we're going to take that clip of me saying that now and like reuse it when they do it.
the only time I like the Master being good is when you can tell he has an ulterior motive, which is mostly like the Ainley stuff. Like
I liked
Yeah.
when Missy was. I
I
liked
love the Missy stuff.
I like
Yeah.
the
when
Missy
Missy
Even
was
like
good.
that.
I liked
In
it when
Series
she
8,
was
where she's like, "Here, I've got you a massive army, just to flex that I can do it. There you go. What are you going to do with that?"
I mean-
He's just like, I don't know.
I liked in Doctor Falls when
Oh,
she
yeah, that's good
is
as well.
conflicted,
Mm.
and she
Yeah.
decides to finally go for it, and he doesn't even know. That was so good.
yeah.
I also do like a good old. There's like a few times when it's the Master is
You know,
where they have like a common enemy,
Mm.
yeah,
and it's like, all right, I guess we're briefly the same.
Like in
Yeah,
the Five
reluctantly
Doctors,
teaming up.
Yeah.
he-
Oh yeah,
he's-
Five Doctors is the one
still
that comes to
bad,
mind.
but he's got a motive to be good and help, and
Yeah.
then gets punched out by the Brigadier.
you know, I would be so happy if Missy was just the last incarnation of the Master, because I think it's so perfect that she only decides to be good just before she dies.
Yeah.
And that's what that's Doctor
Yeah,
Falls as a
doesn't-
finale thing.
I
Doesn't
don't
get to
think-
claim the credit for doing it as well, because it
Yeah,
happens away
exactly.
from everything else. Like,
And
it's
the Doctor
perfect.
doesn't know.
It's without reward.
Anything the Master
And for
does, he does it for a reaction.
For that reason, I hope no other Master does anything good, because it would ruin that moment.
Yeah.
Again, we will reuse this clip in about 3 years' time. We'll do it again.
It will just
Or
be
they'll bring back the Rani or whatever.
yeah.
The
So-
Rani's good.
Here's another
It's
what
always the
if.
fucking round. Go on.
What if everything that's done on Big Finish is transferred into the TV show?
I think going to say what if it
That
was
would be
canon.
like 90 years of Doctor Who.
Yeah. Well, no.
If
So
it came out
instead
weekly.
of having a weekly not weekly, a monthly like Big Finish range of stuff. That is just
A monthly
episode
bonus
of Doctor
episode.
Who.
A monthly bonus episode with
Yeah,
Peter
like
Davison.
the Torchwood stuff is just an episode of Torchwood every month.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
The classic
And we'd
Doctor
have all
I'd
the
love-
old doctors being the doctors.
I'd love a live action Cuddleson. Oh my god.
Yeah. And like things like Masterful are a TV special, and the War Doctor stuff is like it would mostly be BBC Free. Use BBC Free. Do it. Just do it, please.
It's back now, isn't it? It's
Just
Yeah,
get
it's an
Derek
online
Jacobi
thing.
back on screen.
no, it's not. It's not online anymore. It's back as a.
Wait, what? It's
It's
properly
not
back.
back yet, I don't
It's
think.
back as a-
It is coming back. But yeah, like so Masterful is done for TV. End of the Beginning for TV because that sounded quite good. The War Doctor stuff is for TV. The War Master stuff,
Oh.
all of that stuff. It's instead of being
Imagine if Spare Parts was televised.
yeah. Ooh, maybe not.
Basically,
That would look so. Why?
Might not be like fit for broadcast at some bits. Just
What,
with
Spare Parts?
visuals.
what body gore and stuff,
Yeah.
body horror.
It
Yeah,
would
I think
look.
it would
It
be
would look
awesome.
so good.
Yeah.
It would be so cool.
Spare Parts would be great. I'd love for them to do. You know how we got Jubilee loosely translated into Dalek.
Yeah.
I'd love a series to just be Big Finish, but taken into a series, if that makes sense.
I'd love more Big Finish adaptations.
Even as an
So you get
animation.
like Spare Parts, but it's with the current Doctor, and it's told maybe it's like not just Spare Parts. Maybe you could do it with a different alien, but you know, there's my point is like there's so many good ideas in Big Finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love for them to just bring
It-
some of those writers
I
on.
can't believe we haven't had like a Chimes of Midnight type ghost story yet.
Exactly.
I
Like
am
just like
surprised.
that, like a whodunit.
They haven't had people like James Goss and Nicholas Briggs writing for the show.
I know,
Like,
and people
Nicholas
say,
Briggs
"Oh, it's
works
because
on the
it's
show
different writing for
anyway
TV."
as the voice of every alien.
Yeah,
But like James Goss as well, who's been running Torchwood since Big Finish started making it, and is a brilliant writer and has written like a load of novelizations as well. He does a load of the Target stuff as well. He is a brilliant Doctor Who writer, and I'm really surprised they haven't had him on to write the show.
Hmm.
That's my pick for showrunner, James Goss.
I mean, honestly, I won't be surprised if one of the new showrunners, Big
Imagine
Finish.
if Nick Briggs was the new showrunner.
Nah, it'll
Well, that's
be.
where Russell got some of his ones from. It was people he was mates
Yeah.
with or Big Finish.
Yeah.
That's where like the 2005 revival came
It's-
from.
It's looking more and more likely to be Sally Wainwright.
Yeah.
At the moment, that's like
Yeah,
the biggest
no, I saw
rumor, which
that.
is a great choice, but might not be true.
It's not going to
I'm
be
sure
Neil
we'll cover
Gaiman.
that.
I'll
No,
put-
we-
I don't know why everyone wants
Ooh,
to.
I did actually see something today. Let me go and find it. You might have to do some Googling because I can't remember who said it. I sent it to Paul. One sec. Peter Harness, who
Oh, Peter Hart,
is-
he did the Thingy one in season 11, didn't he?
uh, he wrote the Zygon two-parter
Yeah.
in season 9, and I've
He
I've
wrote
just
some
actually
good ones, didn't he?
just actually gone to get the tweet and it won't load because I think he's deleted it. But he just said, "Gonna give it a try." So he
Oh,
said, "Gonna give it a try." He's been talking a lot about Doctor Who lately. He just said, "Gonna give it a try," and it's just he's deleted it, and everyone's like, "What? What are you doing? What are you doing?"
He wrote Kill the Moon.
yeah,
Yeah.
he wrote Kill the Moon. And didn't he write
And the
another
Zygon
shit one as
two-parter.
well?
Which
He
one?
wrote another
Yeah, there's
shit one.
Zygon two-parter.
He co-wrote Pyramid at the End of the World as well.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Wow.
Oh, please
Not the
no.
worst though.
Yeah.
Not the worst stuff to offer. It could be worse.
Yeah,
It could
that's
be
what
like-
people said about Chibnall.
Could be Gareth Roberts.
That's what people said about Chibnall. It's not the worst. Like, because he wrote 42.
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
because Chibnall isn't the worst.
Yeah, but he's wrote. Are you sure?
Gareth Robert looked.
I think there are
I'm pretty
worse
sure there are worse
episodes,
options than Chibnall.
which is something.
You what?
Doctor Who.
Hello.
I'm all out of what.
I'm all out of what ifs. Yeah.
So if you want to wrap this one up,
Yeah.
Wait,
You
you get
want-
long
any
enough
news?
so that I can show you my camel third Doctor.
I'm sorry. What?
camel toe.
I've cameled third Doctor.
You're cameled for. What does that mean?
So you know how he said about a camel dressed as the Doctor?
Oh yeah, you said it's the straw that broke the camel's back, and I said it's the straw that broke the velvet jacket camel or whatever.
And now
Oh,
I'm doing
what a great joke! I'm glad you said it.
The camel's
doing one.
velvet jacketed back.
what we know.
Right. Can I find a last interesting Doctor Who what if?
To stall.
Have a look at the news.
Yeah, I got a couple.
News jingle. Haha, no, we don't.
Oh,
we can't
Thingy's
do that right
been the Doctor Who new B&M sets have been announced. Have we talked
We're just going on to news now.
now. Yeah, they look good.
They look
You recorded a thing on Jodie and already, haven't you? Yeah. Is that going to go up?
But it's not going to go up, I don't think.
Okay. Should we? I mean, that's the biggest. Briefly chat about.
What was that word?
That wasn't even.
Should we briefly talk about a couple other news stories? Get on to
Yeah.
that the big story.
Mm-hmm.
What's the big story?
What do you think is the big story?
I don't know.
Jodie and Gibnall are leaving.
Oh, we already did an episode on that.
Yes,
We just,
Said that.
and it's probably not going to go up.
Oh,
I mean, we don't have to talk about it for long. I don't think. Yeah, a
The
couple
general
others.
consensus now has been, it's a shame Jodie is leaving. Thank fuck Chibnall is.
yeah.
You know what? I don't see it as thank God this is going to be over. I mean, like, I really hope that it's a brilliant series. I hope that everyone, whether they
You know,
loved
I would
the
love-
Chibnall era or hated it, come out of it at least going, yeah, actually that was all right.
Yeah.
I would love
I
that.
really, I
Yeah.
really want it to be just a decent series, and just to go out on a high. I really do.
I think there was an improvement between 11 and 12.
Yeah, if they can double that amount of improvement, incredible.
Maybe more than like 2 good episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Well, because with the person who wrote Villa Diodati she's in the writer's room.
Yeah,
So I think that there's a chance that
that's a good.
that's
sign.
going to have a
And
good.
it's reduced episodes. They've had a weird production process, but it's not been
Mhm.
really difficult. Yeah, could be really good. I hope it's really good. I hope we all unite and go, actually, that was decent television.
We got a couple other news stories. There's the new figures that were the character options ones.
The beautiful.
They're very
baby.
nice.
They are lovely.
That's what it
Day
is.
of the
So-
Daleks, Power of the Daleks, Sensorites, and Keys of Marinus.
Yeah.
And we got more coming later on in the year, like
Yeah, we
Five
do.
Doctors, Fourth Doctor, and K1. Bunch of stuff that I
That's
really want to
shot-
buy, but I can't because I'm saving.
What are you saving for?
A house,
Oh wait, I remember you saying.
Wait, really?
but yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
don't know
figures
what a
or
time,
house,
what a time
which
to
is
be
more
alive. I'm
important?
saving for a house, and they bring out the best Doctor Who figures
Which,
that I've
which
wanted
is more
for
important
years.
though? The house.
The house, yeah.
No, but
Where are you looking to move to? You staying in Manchester or are you moving somewhere nicer? Without COVID?
You just slapped off
This
Manchester.
weekend when we're not recording a podcast.
You what?
Yeah, give us your exact location address.
It's 74 Totten's Lane.
Yeah, there's new figures. There's Jacob Dudman.
Ah, yeah.
Oh,
Is-
it's
There's
the
a figure
Poldy.
of Jacob Dudman.
What does he have on Nicholas Briggs?
What does he have on Big Finish for them to put him in everything?
Nudes.
What dirty secrets does he have?
So he's going to be playing the 12th Doctor in.
Oh no!
What is it? What format is it? That 12th Doctor
Wasn't-
stuff going to be?
I think
Audio.
it's gonna be the like adventures stuff, so like box sets.
Okay.
I've not actually.
That's
Did any of you listen to the clip that was
No.
released? It wasn't great.
I don't want to check this out now.
that's
Can we also talk about how Peter Capaldi definitely dissed the BBC in Big Finish and definitely said he'd never do Big Finish? Yeah, do you want to talk about
Ah, yes, when he was promoting Suicide Squad.
that?
How like
All he said, all
He
he
Yeah.
said
said
he
was
doesn't
he
like doing
finds.
radio plays because
It
they're
wasn't even.
dingy in the
He
basement
just.
of the BBC.
Yeah, he literally said he gets more fun and he finds like working with cameras and being a visual actor more rewarding than voiceover work, which is perfectly fine. And for some reason, people are like, "That's it. He's just cut off all ties with Big Finish. He's never gonna." It's like, chill out.
there's a lot
Everyone's
of
big-
stuff.
The best one I saw was like The Sun or someone saying Peter Capaldi slams Doctor Who after quitting the role. It's like, what?
There was so many like
He also
headlines
said
in the
it's
last
like-
couple of
Fucking
weeks.
about.
It was like he liked the feel of the Suicide Squad movie more because it was
Practical effects, but with a higher budget.
yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can see them and interact with them, and it was good.
is he not marvelous?
one
That's a
sec.
good camel with a third Doctor Velvet jacket cape combo on.
Thank you.
We should put that in the thumbnail.
It was
What if the Doctor is a camel?
Yeah, that'll look really funny. Doctor Who, what if? And then just that
Do you
thing
want-
in the
Do
corner.
you want me to send you the actual picture? Like,
Yeah, if you can PNG it and send it into thumbnails, Paul will do something with it.
What else? That would because he was saying how that Doctor Who is like really cheap and scrappy, and everything's held together with duct tape, and the Sun was like, Peter Capaldi calls Doctor Who cheap.
Peter Capaldi triggers SOW leftist propaganda. Peter Capaldi Sigma grind set.
But yeah, I think Capaldi will inevitably do something with Doctor Who again.
Of course he will.
Yeah,
Whether it's big.
because him and Nick Briggs are big friends, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's worth noting though, because I remember we were talking about this on an episode a while ago, and I didn't know this info until now. But at the time, we were talking about whether Smith or Capaldi will be returning to Big Finish. We were trying to figure out who'd do it
and
first.
that was neither.
And I found out that it has to be at least 5 years since you've left the TV role anyway.
Is it?
Really?
Apparently so. So
Like
he left in
legally?
2017. Yeah, so it'd have to be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 2022
He said
is at least when we'd start seeing him in audios, apparently.
he said he didn't want to. He wasn't do any on screens. Like he would have to at least wait till.
in 23 we'll get a multi-doctor Big Finish thing if we don't get an on-screen thing.
If we don't, oh fucking.
And Smith will be back at some point.
Yeah. It'll be 10, 11 and 12. It won't be 13.
You know, we are just
thing.
telling this. We're telling ourselves this to make us feel better, but we probably won't.
But I remember seeing somewhere Smith saying that if Karen Gillan and Arthur Darvill came back, like that's the only condition he would do it.
And
Yeah.
Arthur Darvill
So he didn't
has
like
come
Jenna
back.
Coleman then.
Arthur Darvill already is back, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got the Rory stuff. I've not listened to it, but it looks good. When he was guarding the Pandorica through history.
I'll be honest, to be all depressing to finish this episode off, I don't think we'll get a 60th anniversary celebration.
No, I don't
Like,
think we will.
It's not been confirmed anywhere, and people are just like, well, it's happening, we're going to get a special. It's like, well, are we?
I think there'll be
When is
something,
that?
but I don't think it'll be like Day of the Doctor and all the stuff they did for the 50th. I think it will be more
No.
Scream of the Shulker, Big Finish stuff, masterful.
I
type
imagine
thing.
it could. Well, no, it could even be something as little as returning monster first episode happens
Yeah.
to be something from like the first series. Like that's your callback.
It's cavemen.
Yeah, it's just
Cavemen in
cavemen.
black.
The villain is fire.
And that man's skull.
There's a chance. Well, it's going to be weird because Chibnall is leaving in 22, so whoever the new showrunner
Yeah.
there for 23, which is a really like
It's just not
hitting
likely,
the
is it?
no.
Yeah, hitting the ground running.
For the
Yeah,
for
Yeah,
an
that's the phrase I was looking
episode
for.
to be the first episode of a new Doctor and a new era. It's just odd. I don't think it'd happen.
It depends if they can get a series in before, like do a series and then do a special.
Nah, I don't think
They
could.
should do a special set out of the timeline, so it's like not in any Doctor specific timeline, but it is a multi-Doctor story.
Yeah, I'd
Like,
love for them
it's
to
not
do this.
set. Yeah.
The thing I came up with where she's like regenerating, and then while she's regenerating, she has like a sort of a mini adventure with another Doctor, and then
That's
learns
sort
to
of
say
how you
goodbye
could
or
have
whatever.
done Twice Upon a Time.
It's basically Twice Upon a Time. That's the problem.
With
Sends her
but
back
with-
into that moment.
Well, no, so
It will
instead of
probably be
being
Tennant.
refusing to regenerate, they get taken
With
out of
Sean Pertwee.
regeneration by testimony.
do you know what's upsetting?
Sean Pertwee,
is-
but he's still playing Alfred.
Do you know what's upsetting?
The situation in Palestine.
No, is
Yes,
Well, yes, but
Joe. Yeah, sorry.
this is more upsetting.
Is that Joe Martin probably won't be the Doctor because we're going to get a new writer and they're going to want their own Doctor, aren't they?
I
Yeah.
would.
So sad.
We'll have to get Joe Martin on the cast.
Yeah,
Get Joe Martin on the podcast.
shouldn't be too difficult. You know, all my Facebook contacts.
I hear she's not doing anything, so she actually just texted me before
that's 'cause
saying
she's
not
doing Doctor
doing
Who.
much. What you up
If
to? I
she's
said
not
I'm
doing
doing the
much-
podcast.
someone go on Twitter and just message her from the podcast Twitter going, "You want to come on our podcast?"
Hello, we are a very well-renowned podcast.
Imagine if we do.
We have a total of 50 followers.
Imagine if Joe Martin comes on this podcast and then it's just thousands of people are driven to it and they're like, why did she come on this? Why did
Yeah, they go
And
back
that's
and
how we
listen to the
become
previous
popular.
episodes.
Yeah,
and it's
how-
like, what the hell?
how did these guys get Joe?
What dirt have they got on her?
His
a
name
Dublin
was Jacob
situation.
Dudman and Big Finish.
Shall we finish then?
we wrap up? Yes.
Shall we big finish?
Oh, very good.
Oh,
We love stories.
Yes, we do. So, thank you for listening to this mostly ramble.
Yeah.
If you have,
Here's one. What if you subscribed, huh? What if you sent an email in to shobocast@gmail.com?
Well, you
And then
simply have to be on
become
email
part of
these days
your life
Yeah.
would be much fuller and richer,
if you're on
Yeah.
email.
become part of the show.
or you end up being part of the show. Like, imagine if we did that to everyone who emailed in.
Free guest. So we
Every
start-
Domino's order we get through, we invite them on.
Yeah, the Domino's delivery guy. Yeah.
Your friends who emailed in to say it was your birthday.
Yes, get them on. That'll be
Uh,
the anniversary episode. It's just everyone who's ever contacted the podcast. Get Stephen. Stephen, you're coming on the pod.
Every
Paul's mum. Paul's
podcast.
mum was in an episode, wasn't she?
Was she?
She was. She was in an earlier one. So get her back in.
Every
was
podcast.
Every email we keep getting from, I use the email.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Every Google alert we get. They're on the pod now.
Every breath you take.
Every move you make.
They're
I'll
on the podcast.
Shobocast you.
I'll be listening to the Shobocast.
Yeah, if you want to follow us on Twitter, we're at Shobocast.
We're done. Stop. That was the perfect chance to end it. Just
Gmail.
just end it,
No,
Cameron. End
stop.
it. Stop now.
If you want to find us on YouTube, you can
No, just stop
go to
it.
shobocast.com.
Bye.